You've actually got a personal story behind why you're so focused on Alzheimer's, I believe.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a very personal story. My grandma, she passed away from Alzheimer's, and then I also did a DNA test, and I have 2 copies of this certain allele, and that actually increases my risk of Alzheimer's by like 15 to 20 times.
Our guest is Yuri Deigin, founder of YouthBio Therapeutics and a longtime activist in the longevity field.
Personally, what we're after is lifespan extension, life increase, and hopefully increase of the healthy years.
I don't want to be forced into death or sickness by any other, external or genetically predetermined conditions. I just want to try to use the powers afforded to us by science to live as healthy and as long as possible. I want to live forever, right? Okay, if that's your definition of forever, yeah, I want to live for as long as I can, for as long as I'm enjoying it.
How do you guys get the funding?
We get funding from investors who are longevity minded, translationally minded, and want to see the partial reprogramming therapies to actually be put on the market and hopefully earn some money. But obviously there's so many labs and so much research, fundamental research into aging, into longevity that's being funded by grants, institutes like NIH. The proportion of funding that goes into solving the problem is minuscule compared to the funding that goes towards dealing with the consequences of this problem, dealing with sick care.
But I think the problem is that in today's society is that we've come to accept things at face value, and I just believe that there is just too much distraction out there. We're slaves to our phones, we're slaves to these little dopamine hits that they continually provide us. We're too busy watching twerking on TikTok, and we're too busy watching Love Island on Netflix to actually go out there and be curious and actually do research and figure things out and actually see what is possible.
We had to come to a kind of peace with the thought that we're all going to die, and we've created a whole school of psychology around this acceptance of death. And this is something that we do at a very young age. We just accept our mortality and just move on with life.
But there's so much cancer, so much Alzheimer's, and so many diseases out there at the moment, and we're just accepting them at face value. We're just like, oh yeah, when we get old, we suffer and we die. And that's not good enough.